Hello, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon. I'm a Dynamics 365 MVP, and today on Partner Talks, I'm here with Thomas Manders. Thomas, introduce yourself, tell the people who you are and all about your company.
Hi, Rick. Yes, my name is Thomas Manders. I'm the founder and CEO of Coffee and Done. My background is in professional services, has been for about the last 25 plus years. Started early with Anderson Consulting, which is now Accenture, as many of you know. And over my career, have really moved from the large firms like Accenture to mid-size and smaller firms where I took on different and increasing roles or responsibilities before ultimately founding Coffee and Done in 2012.
Okay, so Coffee and Done, when I hear that name, it's a very marketing name and it kind of fits your organization because that's what you're known for. Let's talk a little bit about Coffee and Done and your business.
Yeah, so we started the company in 2012 with a focus actually around marketing operations. My background was a mechanical engineering degree, but a specialization in operations research, and that's really looking at production methods and process, work study, time and motion studies, supply chain, those sorts of things. And I was able to sort of apply that to the marketing space. For your large marketers, they're using large teams that build content, that develop programs, do planning. And so we started off working in that marketing operations space. We joined the Microsoft channel in 2013 based on their acquisition of Marketing Pilot. Marketing Pilot was a small agency management product that Microsoft acquired to get into the marketing game. And that was really how we got aligned with Microsoft.
Okay, and that eventually rolled into what we know as Dynamics marketing. So let's talk a little bit about that transition.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first rendition of Dynamics Marketing, which was built on that Marketing Pilot, kind of came and went over about 5 years, but it set the stage for Microsoft to organically build what is now, up until a week ago, is Dynamics 365 Marketing, part of the cloud application or CE application. The product has a new name effective about 10 days ago, and we can talk about that in a second. But our firm focused on implementation work initially, but really what's happened over the last several years now as marketing sort of fulfills the three-legged marketing, sales, service, customer service stool. We've really broadened our focus to deliver what we call a connected experience, and that's aligning strategy, operations, and technology around marketing, sales, and service, really the full customer engagement lifecycle.
And when I hear your background as a mechanical engineer, uh, it really kind of makes sense to me because I always saw your company not as a creative uh, uh, business marketing agency, but more as a tactical, right? How do you actually build the processes, build the technology out so your creative people can get the message out?
Yeah, that's exactly right. While we do some, design work within emails and landing pages and portals and things like that, you're right that the majority of the work is really working with clients to align their sales and marketing processes, to map personas and buying journeys, to develop lead management frameworks. A lot of the work is around advising clients to define their processes and then apply the technology to automate and scale those processes. So we're not kind of a typical agency. We're more about developing that alignment of strategy, process, and technology.
Okay, and Thomas, I think you really put a great niche together for your organization. Let's talk a little bit about how you work with partners and how you work with Microsoft.
Yeah, so we do a lot of work with Microsoft, but also with other partners. We did have sort of a special niche around marketing, and really as that has expanded and Microsoft's continued to innovate and invest in marketing, we're seeing more and more interest from the client base, many of whom have had Dynamics CRM or sales for 10 or more years. And so we find ourselves coming into client situations where they're looking to move away from a third-party marketing automation solution. They may be tired of the integration process or losing data or actually losing leads. And so it's important for us to help them kind of build on that single Dynamics platform. In terms of working with partners, what we find is there's a lot of certainly, hundreds and thousands of partners in the channel, but a lot of them don't have the expertise we do. And in turn, we don't have expertise across every aspect of the Microsoft platform. And so we look for complementary partners, typically in focus, but also in size. We tend to work with medium-sized partners that are, like us.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about sort of the name change and where do you think this Microsoft product's going to head, especially, with everything we're working with the AI tools these days.
Yeah, the name change, which is now to call the product Dynamics 365 Customer Insights Journeys. Not a simple name, but that is the complement to the Dynamics Customer Insights Data, which was historically known as Customer Insights. Those two products work together through what has been called the customer journey orchestration process. And what that does is it really allows clients to automate their engagement with their customers really at any point in the life cycle. So now you can use the customer journey orchestration process on the front end around leads, lead nurturing, lead management, through the middle where it's cross-sell, upsell opportunities, or even at kind of the sort of the back end or the mature customer space around loyalty and retention, trying to drive or reduce churn or drive loyalty. And so that customer insights journeys is really leveraging data to identify when clients are in need of attention, whether it's a support case or interest on a new product or some, sort of activity or lack of activity. All of those are triggers that can drive engagement for clients.
And I think, your company's in a good spot because we're seeing, data become more important, right? So when you say if I have a third party marketing automation package, there's integration issues, I may not get all my data. Well, I think with AI and, the advanced reporting tools we're using today, that data, it becomes more and more valuable. Organizations are, focused on how do we get the most out of our existing customers, our sellers, our channel partners. So really, we need one system that sits there for sales, for marketing, for e-commerce, for customer service, for field service that, pull everything into one system so we can actually use all those advanced tools.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's the AI is a fantastic innovation, but without good data, it doesn't work too well, or it produces the wrong results. And so I think it's even more so increased the focus on data governance, data capture, data governance, data management, so that the results that come out of these language models and out of the different features within Dynamics produce the right results. And so we're really working with clients trying to help them figure out how to align their strategies. And those strategies are built upon identifying the buying journey and what their customers are looking for, when to engage, how to engage, what channel, but also leveraging the AI to kind of predict when those behaviors might occur based on, historical data or transactional data that exists in their environment.
Okay, Thomas, I appreciate your time today to come on Partner Talks and talk about what was once known as Dynamics 365 marketing, now customer journeys. And I'm sure we'll be back to you in the near future to find out more.
All right, Rick, appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Bye for now.